Okay, so this is the break-in process. So let me just explain. I actually sent an email out to Dave's Discount Motors, which is where I got this motor from, and I'll explain what they said to me. So this is the email they sent me in a nutshell, because I was basically just asking them how they would do it, just to make sure, protect my investment kind of thing here. I've never broke in a brand new two-stroke. I've been told everything from you don't need it because it doesn't have brass and copper and things like that, like you do with the nitro, so you don't have to do heat cycles, blah blah blah. I've always been told to do heat cycles, so I was a little confused. So I wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way, so I sent them an email. So this is what they sent me back. Attaches a tuning guide from Doug at ESP. Okay, so that is actually coming from Doug. Breaking in the engine is advised. I personally do the following. Be sure to use pre-mix ratio of 25:1, which that is 5.1 ounces of oil for 1 gallon of gas. Okay. The carb is set to default setting to get the engine started, but you may need to adjust slightly for your given application and environment. Okay, I live in the Cincinnati area, and especially right now, we're in a big, what they call heat dome. So it's 95, 96 degrees out, and we have haze everywhere with a lot of muggy humidity. So that humidity mainly is going to be the part that you gotta worry about, because it will affect your tune. And it says for break-in, I personally do a series of heat cycles. Start the engine and just run it a quarter throttle for around 10 to 15 minutes. And he says not full quarter throttle continuously, just ease into and off the throttle, and then shut it down and let completely cool. And what that does is it helps seat in the sleeve and all that kind of stuff there on a nitro. I'm not sure what it does with a two-stroke, because a two-stroke is like a normal engine, right? It does use oil and stuff, but it basically has a piston ring, and you have the cylinder head with the wall and stuff, and it's not like copper and brass and stuff. So I'm not sure what that does. I'll leave all the technical stuff to somebody else, because I don't really know. And then he says to repeat this process the same way that you would do it up to a quarter throttle, to repeat it up to a half throttle, and then shut it down, just like you did with the first one. And then you repeat that again with 3/4 throttle, then shut it down. Then you repeat it again, going all the way up to full throttle, but not reaching the peak RPM. Now, what he means by that is not reaching peak RPM. You might fully bury the throttle, but you're not going to hold it there to where it just accelerates and accelerates, till its top end. You don't want to do that. You want to get it up there a little bit, but then let it fall again. Just like with any of this stuff here, you ease it up and you ease it down. Then after that, he says to repeat and allow to hit full RPM. Tune the carb is necessary, and then you run it. And then it says just do 1/8 of a turn at a time to test. And that's when you're tuning. So he doesn't really want you to tune until the 5th time here. Now, I did talk to some people that say it's a two-stroke engine, and you absolutely never, ever, 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 ever need to do heat cycles, because the sleeve and ring and stuff like that seats in under load, which means driving it around the yard, while it's under load. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do, so I'm just going to kind of follow this a little bit just to make sure. I know plenty of people that have done this and not had any problems with it, so I don't want to have any problems with it. So if this looks stupid to you and you know better or whatever, hey, it's great. I don't. This is the way that I'm going to try to do it, and I mean, hopefully I don't see where I would have any problems, doing it this way. It might be extra steps or whatever, but I don't see any problems of actually doing it the way that he's saying to do it. When I get to full throttle, I'll probably run it around the yard at that point. Not obviously reaching crazy speeds or anything like that, but I'll get it up a little bit. I'll probably do one with it on the stand for about 10 minutes or so, and then I'll kick it off the stand and let it roll around the yard a little bit, and just kind of see what that'll do. That's pretty close to the way I would normally do it anyway. I'm going through an extra step doing it his way, so I'll try that. But I'm also going to mix in my own flavor too. I think running it around the yard under load without being fully buried on the throttle, I think that's an important step. So I'm going to kind of mix it in with the last one. So that's what I'm going to do here, guys. I'm going to speed everything up here so you don't have to watch all the mundane, basically the engine just sitting there running. But I did want to share this with you, and I'm gonna put a picture of it up in the video here so you can actually see it. So you can see his words versus what I read you. Maybe I didn't read it 100%. Then that way you've got something fully to go on from Doug at ESP. So this should help everybody out here. I'm just trying to get the most information out there possible on how you would do this, because there's so many different ways that everybody says to do this and do that and don't do this and don't do that, and I don't know. I just want something badass, which is the whole purpose of buying this, and I want something that's going to last. So there you go. I'm going to follow this pretty close and mix in my own little flavor as I go along and go from there. I watch a lot of YouTube channels currently that do a lot of wrenching and things like that, and the best ones that I see, I'm gonna call a couple of them out here. Some of the best ones that I watch for wrenching would have to be Kevin Talbot. Obviously he's huge. RC Guy Garage. RC Guy Garage is a little different guy, but I really like the way he does stuff, because whatever he's diving into, he explains as he's thinking and as he's doing, and even if he makes a mistake, he walks you through the entire process that's in his head. That's awesome, because there might be steps that some people actually might not think of, but because he's drawing attention to this mistake or whatever, then they can see that and they're like, oh, and the light bulb starts coming on. The channel called Botagel, and he was the one guy that I went to on everything two-stroke. This guy was amazing. Tons of videos. I loved watching all his content. Did racing and all that kind of stuff. It was just very interesting to watch. But he hasn't done any videos for quite a while. I don't know if he's just done with YouTube or what, but so I kind of switched over and started looking around. So two-stroke wise, the best that I have found, and I really like this guy, Eastside RC is the best that I've found in the two-stroke community so far. Now behind him, I would look at people like Myers Two-Stroke Garage, and some of these guys might have goofiness, and the one guy's religious, really heavy, and the other guy's pretty goofy. And if you're watching my videos, I'm all that all together. I am the most goofiest, weirdest person I know on YouTube. So, you got to kind of take all this stuff with a grain of salt. These guys do great work, and I really felt like, shouting out their channels here for you guys to check out some stuff, would be important. Let them know I sent you. They may or may not know who I am, and that's cool. I don't care. We're all about helping each other in the RC community, and I think they do a fantastic job, so that's why I'm shouting them out here. But anyway, back to what we're doing here. This is the way we're going to try it here, guys. If it works, that's fantastic. If it don't work, I tried to follow what I was given. So that's what we're going to do, so let's get right to it. All right, so first thing we're going to do is come around here and prime our fuel. Okay, 10 pumps gets us the line fuel full, so we're going to go 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to pull our pull start easy just to get fuel in the cylinder. Okay. And then we're going to prime it 5 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'm going to put you back on the stand here, and we're going to try to get them fired up. All right, so here we go. Get them turned around here. Give it another couple pumps. All right. So turn the radio on. Car on. All right. Let's see if she'll fire. Okay, so as you can hear, it's actually getting a little bit softer. That's on purpose here. I'm trying to fatten it up a little bit to get a little more oil in there as I do the break-in here. That's about where I wanted that right there. Yeah. All right, so what we did to get it started here, I had a really hard time starting it. I had to change out the spark plug with an older one that I had. This is the newer spark plug, and for some reason I could not get it to fire. I'm going to try it again here in a minute to see if maybe it was just flooded or something. Something that's already ran true and has already had some miles on it, you know, kind of starts a little bit easier. So we'll try it again here in a minute. I did a little bit of light tuning here, and as you see, I was running it pretty fat. Had quite a bit of smoke coming out of there, which is what I want right now, just to kind of break it in. And for the most part, I did like 1/4 inch throttle blips. I hit it a little bit more than I wanted to a couple times, but it should be okay. The next time we'll do basically the same thing again, except for we'll get a little more on the throttle, and then the next time after that we'll get a little bit more beyond that. So now we got to let it sit for 10-15 minutes till it completely cools off, then we'll restart it. Okay, so right here, I'm doing my second heat cycle, and this one here we can go up to half on the throttle. Obviously you don't want to hold it there, you just want to go up and come back down. So I'm going to do a mixture of 1/4 to half. I might even hit a little bit higher than that, not intentional, but kind of hard here. So I'm going to try to do like little 1/4 blips right here and get up to maybe half or somewhere in that neighborhood there. As you can see, it's responsive, but it's not snappy like it will eventually be. So just take your time with this part here, guys. And that is the final one. Now we're going to clean them up. Alright guys, so that's my break-in procedure that I'm going to be doing on the Losi 5T. Now, the next couple runs, from what I understand, I'll be tuning probably quite a bit. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the break-in on the Zenoah G320 ESP with a modified carb. And I've got the DDM Dominator pipe. This thing's going to be badass, guys. But that's how I chose to break this in here. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. Hopefully this is just something for you guys to go on. I used a little bit of what was sent to me and what I heard from other people and stuff that made sense to me. So hopefully this will help you guys out in making a decision on your own when you decide to break in a new engine yourself. So again, I hope this helps you out, and thanks for watching. Here we go again.